Great big love to you as you watch us. You might be expecting hugs and kisses on Valentine's Day, but how about some hugs and hisses? You can actually show someone on Valentine's Day some love by naming this. See what's in that little one's hands? That's a Madagascar Hissing Cockroach. You can name one of these and show some love. To explain is my next guest, Norman Gershenz. He's director of SaveNature.org. And you have a friend there. Does the friend have a name? And does the friend have SAG-AFTRA union status so that the friend can deliver a line on live TV?
It's true. They do. They are a member of SAG. This one's name is Murray, who actually was a part of SAG for a long time. This is a male. He's got these little bumps on his head, as you can see, and that tells us it's a male. Now, if we're really lucky, we might hear a little hiss. Let's just see if we can.
Murray, you're quiet.
It's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Let me reach for somebody else here.
No, Murray doesn't want to have anything to, maybe it's the bumps on his head.
Yeah, well, it's there's the male. Well, let's see if a female will talk with us. Usually, you realize that the reason you want to get name a Valentine after the cockroaches is first of all, they're tough, they're independent, they're survivalists, they're tolerant of radiation. Let's see what else. And they're intelligent. They're really smart. It turns out there's been studies that have found they're intellectuals. If I know people don't think this about the Madagascar hissing cockroach, but it's true. They're actually quite smart, and in tests, they actually come out a little bit better than some of the mammals like rats. And so who knew? And they have great personalities. And they've been around 360 million years. So they're good at relationships. They live in a nice social setting. And when we're talking about hissing, it turns out some people say it's just to defend themselves, but we've been here late at night at the lab and we've heard sss, and they're talking to one another, mostly to say, would you like to join me at the bar?
And you're giving us the clean version of the hiss, I know.
It's true. And the nice thing about this Valentine's special is that if you're willing to put up a little more money, we invite people to our insect discovery lab where we're going to talk about the love life of some of the animals. And I wanted to give you a little picture of somebody here. Here she is.
Oh, that's a looker, if I've ever seen one for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, this is a giant African millipede.
Oh.
And I'll tell you, to be honest, Sting has nothing on giant African millipedes when we're talking about getting together, if you know what I mean. So people will be able to come to the lab and see some of these other animals, and we'll talk about the love life. So it's not just hissing cockroaches, but I'll show you somebody else. We can get her to come out.
She's shy.
And they're
her social media profile is enjoys long walks on multiple legs.
Look at her. She's beautiful. This is a Malaysian walking stick. And, she has a face probably only a mother will love, but indeed, George Lucas loved this face because many years ago he used it and his team used it to design aliens in his very first Star Wars movies. So, insects are inspirational, but I'm going to tell you the love life of this animal. This is pretty interesting.
Do we need to plug our ears? Do we need to get the kids out of the room?
You better get ready to put the beep down because I'm going to use the word parthenogenic. All walking sticks are parthenogenic, meaning they don't need a male to reproduce. Now, for Valentine's Day, maybe this is the best animal to show. But indeed, the females will lay eggs. They'll all be clones. Now, the males are important in the wild because you do need that genetic diversity. But here at the lab, I have to admit, you can easily have thousands of eggs without a male to be around, and they'll all hatch, and they'll be just like this beautiful, beautiful animal from the rainforest of Malaysia.
And that has also survived millennia and is beautiful here in modern day and looks just like grandma, grandpa, and all the ancients before.
It's true. They are remarkable. And I think most people, when they think about the hissing cockroach, the sound doesn't come from its mouth, as it turns out. The sound comes from her abdomen. They have tiny little, let's see if I can get a good view of her. There she is. They have tiny little holes on the side of their abdomen. And when they're at least interested in protecting themselves or showing a little interest in someone else, they'll squeeze their muscles and they'll force air out of their spiracles, little holes, and they make a hissing sound, as I mentioned. So it sounded like, and it's nice and quiet and it's subtle. So I think it's a good animal to represent for Valentine's Day.
All right, and the Discovery Lab, the way into doing it. I just say that these bugs were the first on the scene for ASMR. That's just what I think. I'm just going to state the claim on their behalf.
It's true. It's true.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Please thank all of your creatures as well. And we'll get those union dues to them. To find out more about Valentine's Day hissing cockroaches and how you can show love through bugs, the Discovery Lab, and all cool things Norm has going on, visit savenature.org.